be sneaking in here, trying to get away from all these children and all these dogs, so that I can come and talk to you guys and hang out. So give me just a second. Hey guys, good morning. It's me, Maligator Mom. I hope you have your hot cup of coffee by your side. I feel like I kind of owe you guys an explanation, because I think it's kind of weird that the last couple videos I've done have been recorded here in my bedroom. And I feel like I owe you guys some kind of explanation about that, because it's just kind of weird. So let me just say, I am a mom of 4, and all of my kids are home schooling right now because of COVID. And so I literally just sometimes have to find like 10 or 15 minutes where I can just come in here and shut the door and make one of these videos. And sometimes this is the only way I can do it. It's just come in here and lock this door and sit down with you guys and have a moment, because, you know, just, it's a crazy world. It's a crazy world we're living in now. So, to all you parents out there, cheers. I know you guys know how rough it is right now with kids and COVID and homeschooling. It is a beast. So, you know, just bear with me. I just don't have any other room in my house right now that's not occupied with a child on a Zoom call. So we're just going to hang out. We're just going to hang out in my bedroom, and it's cool, right? Like, it's fine. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. All right. So, today's video is going to be, so do you guys remember when I made that post, and I posted it everywhere, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all over. And I asked you guys to submit questions to me that I could answer here on a YouTube video. So today I feel like is the perfect day to do that. I've got about 10 or 15 minutes. I've got a cup of coffee. I'm going to sit down. My laptop is actually right here on my lap. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm reading your questions. And I thought today would be the perfect day to do that. Stick around. You might find out that I have answered your question in today's video. We're opening all of the different platforms here and getting down to those posts. I should have been more prepared. All right, so let's tackle a few of these. This is just going to be at random, but I will be skipping over ones that are asking for like specific training advice, because I am not a professional trainer, and I say it all the time. I try very hard to stay in my lane. I don't have any problem giving like basic type of training advice, but a lot of these questions that I got were training related, and they were, you know, sometimes these training questions are over something pretty specific, and they don't actually give you the detail that you need to answer it, you know, completely and in depth. So there's a lot of things that I will read here, these questions, some of these training related questions, and it's like, I need more information than that to even have an idea of what to say to you. Like, first of all, how old is your puppy? Where is this happening? You know, where are you when this specific behavior is happening? Do you own a crate? Like, do you crate train? Like, you know, I don't have this information. I'm not going to answer these questions. Some of these questions, though, do definitely need some attention. And so if you are someone who had posted a question that was training related, that was a pretty in-depth question, then I would suggest reaching out to a professional trainer. I also know that there is a great trainer online. His name is Vinny from Say It Once Dog Training. And he actually does live Q&A, specifically dog training questions, where you can go and post. It's either on his Facebook or his Instagram, which is Say It Once Dog Training. You can go post or submit questions like this, and he answers them every week. He prints the whole thing off, and even if he sits there for 2 or 3 hours, he literally gets through the list and answers every question. It's amazing that this guy gives his free time away like that. So he could definitely use your support. So go check out Say It Once Dog Training, and to these in-depth questions, go ask a professional trainer if you want a really in-depth answer. Cecile says, I've heard a Malinois can hold grudges forever. Is it true? I'm going to have to say no. I don't think that's true. You know, they really do live in the moment. Dogs really are about the here and now. And so while they certainly have a memory, and they can certainly suffer from, you know, past abuse and that kind of thing, they really are creatures of the present. So I would say that that's definitely a no. I don't even know if this is not even a name, but it's GRY wants to know. So did Riot come to you already trained? I can answer that right now. That is a no. I got Riot when he was 8 weeks old. He wants to know, what are the differences that you see between Riot and Fury, given that the cost for Fury was 6 times more, and would you say that the $30,000 investment for Fury was worth it? So this is like comparing apples to oranges, actually, because you can't really compare a puppy that costs a few $1,000s to a fully trained 2-year-old protection dog, finished dog. There's not really a comparison to be made there. So it's just more of like, those are 2 different paths. Do you want to spend the time and financial investment, quite frankly, because training is not inexpensive, to start with a green dog, to start with a puppy, you know, and build this puppy from the ground up? Or do you want to take the route of purchasing a dog who's already finished, knowing up front that's going to cost you tens of thousands of dollars? And, you know, honestly, Fury was worth every dime. Fury is amazing, and she has amazing drive. She is definitely far more advanced than Riot, and she will probably always be, because she's just such a higher drive dog than Riot, that she's always going to outperform him in that regard. It's just the truth. And that's one of the great things about buying a dog who's already finished, is that you know right up front, they can demonstrate right before your eyes what the dog is capable of. And so, you know, that's the bonus to buying a dog who's already finished. And she absolutely was worth every dime. She's amazing. She's an amazing protector. She's an amazing companion for our family. And so, yeah, absolutely. On my eye, like, do any of you guys wear contacts and your contact spins and then you can't see? Like, then one eye gets out of focus and you can't see? Am I the only one that deals with that? Whatever. Okay. So just kind of scrolling down here, Jessica Bradshaw wants to know, how much exercise do your amazing dogs get every day? Jessica, I just did a video about that, so go give it a watch. I just posted it a couple weeks ago. So if you guys haven't seen that video, go watch that video. Lemonade wants to know, can they also be in a pack that includes dogs like German Shepherds, Dobermans, and Rottweilers? Absolutely. Your Malinois can be a part of any pack, whatever dog breeds you might already have at home that isn't an issue at all. Sarah Lackey wants to know, what is it that attracted you to this breed? That's a great question, Sarah. So I actually saw a live demonstration from Global Canine, and they were working with a Malinois at the time, and doing like a demonstration, like a protection demonstration, right? And I was watching this demonstration just like with my jaw on the floor the whole time. I thought, wow, what an amazing animal. And at the time, my naivety, you know, in the breed, like I didn't even know it was a Malinois. I didn't even know what the dog was. I knew it wasn't a German Shepherd, but I didn't know what it was, right? And so I watched this demonstration. I thought, that is amazing. Amazing. Imagine the sense of security that I could feel. Imagine the freedom that would come with being able to confidently take my kids to the park or go on a walk in the evening or whatever it is I want to do, knowing that I would have a dog with those capabilities by my side. So that definitely attracted me to these animals. So yeah, it was really just seeing one for the first time in a live demonstration from Global Canine that attracted me to the breed. And then it really just went from there, because of course I went home immediately and Googled like, what is a Belgian Malinois, and it just started this whole chain reaction of researching the breed and getting really interested. So Kiara wants to know, how do you get your Mal to ignore distractions and be interested in you? So first of all, you need to be hand feeding your dog. That goes a really long way. You guys have heard me say it 100 times, and you'll hear me say it 100 times more. Hand feed your dog. This will teach your dog that everything good comes from you, because this is what you're trying to establish. You want your dog to understand that all good things come from you. Playtime comes from you. Food comes from you. You know, to get the dog more interested in you and ignore distractions, you need to maybe just start off in a lower distraction environment. So, you know, master you know, I take my puppies out to the garage where there are no distractions, and I work with my puppy out there. Keep the sessions short. It might be that you're working a little too long with your dog. So if it's a puppy, and again, it actually doesn't say, if it's a puppy, don't work with your dog for more than 5 minutes or so at a time. So I kind of went on a tangent there, but I edited it out because you get the main point. Noodle Bang asks, how much did it cost to train your Malinois? So let's just break that down like this. A 1-hour training session with your dog, with a professional trainer if you're working in personal protection, that kind of thing, or a trainer who specifically works with breeds like Malinois, you can expect to pay anywhere between $90 to $120 an hour. I think that's pretty fair. And I have 3 dogs, and I train once a week. And then we also do bike club once a week, which is, you know, another over $100 to go play bike club. So do the math. It's not cheap. So if you're getting a dog to train in personal protection, you need to understand that protection training costs a lot of money. You know, you're going to be spending several $100s a month on training alone to get your dog to perform at this level. So, you know, a lot of people say, oh, my dog is naturally protective. That's a little crap. Your dog is not naturally protective. Protection dogs are built. They're not born that way. Your dog might have, you know, naturally protective instinct and tendencies, but without the specific training to fine tune that and help your dog build confidence and that kind of thing, you'll find that actually a lot of these dogs, if they were put into a real life situation like that, would retreat. So again, it costs a lot. So be prepared, have some money set aside. It's not cheap. All right, and one last question I'm going to tackle because I don't want this to go on and on for, you know, an hour because there's just so many questions, is what is the biggest problem you faced raising a Malinois? And so my question, or my answer might not be very popular with a lot of people, but I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway. The biggest problem that I faced, or the biggest obstacle I had to overcome, was the fact that I also had young children when I brought Malinois puppies into my home. And even though I did my research and I was prepared, no one can quite describe what it's like until you're actually in the thick of it with a Malinois puppy. They really are very high energy. They really do require constant monitoring, like an eye has to constantly be on your Malinois puppy. You know, my daughter got bit. My daughter got jumped on and pushed down. You know, these puppies don't understand that, you know, if you have a toddler in the house, that this is a small person. This is a small, vulnerable person. And they look at this toddler like it's a playmate. And so they're going to bite and not understand that their teeth hurt. And they're going to jump and not understand that pushing down, you know, a small child onto the ground hurts. Like, they don't understand this. They're just trying to play and have fun and interact with their environment. So it was an added obstacle that I had to be very, very diligent, very, very regimented and structured when it came to having my puppy out of the crate, training time, feeding time, potty time, play time. It had to be very, very structured. And there was a few weeks right in the beginning where I struggled with that. Having my daughter out, who was young, a 5-year-old at the time, and having a puppy who I just couldn't let have free reign of the house. That was difficult for me because I'm a busy mom of 4 children, and so it was hard. It wasn't easy. And there was times when I would slip up, and next thing I'd know, I'd hear my daughter crying because she'd been knocked over by the dog or something. So, you know, we all make mistakes. That is something that was definitely the biggest obstacle. I think if I didn't have children and I brought a Malinois into the home, I would have had an easier go at it. Like, it's just honest. I just would have. I would have had more time. I would have had certainly more, there would have been more opportunity throughout the day to work on that obedience and manners in the house and that kind of thing. And it all would have gone just a little bit quicker, if that makes sense. So yeah, I would say that would probably have been my biggest problem. But This was so much fun. There's no way I could get to everybody's questions, and I know that I even skipped over a bunch of really good questions. So if I didn't get to you, I'm actually going to save these, and maybe we'll do another one of these. Make sure that if you are not currently subscribed to the channel, that you hit the subscribe button now. Make sure that you ring the bell for notifications and click the all button so that you make sure that all of my notifications come to you anytime I post a video or a picture or a poll, because I like to ask questions of you guys lots of times to get your feedback. And so yeah, make sure that you're following us, and we will hang out again same time next week, next Saturday. I'll see you guys then.